Hi guys, welcome to Revsportz and Rahul this side, and it's very tough time for Indian football fans. Those who follow European football still okay for them, but those who are ardent followers of Indian football clubs, especially Kerala Blasters, Bangalore FC, Mohun Bagan or East Bengal, I know they are really going through a difficult time because they don't know again when their football club will be back in action. Yes, for East Bengal, Mumbai City FC, Punjab, they are in the Super Cup semi-final. We know knockout in the Super Cup knockout, but what's after that? I mean, the top tier league, there is a National League of India, that is ISL. There's a huge uncertainty surrounding ISL. We still don't know from which month the ISL will start this season and whether it will happen or not in this Indian football calendar. Still, there's a huge doubt. So, what's the current scenario? The current scenario is that on 7th of November, that was a final date for bid submission for the ISL commercial partner tender, but AFF failed to attract any bid. Of course, there were four companies in the pre-bid conference who showed interest. Even they listed numerous questions in the pre-bid press conference, but then we found out that none of them are interested to bid for the ISL tender. And the reasons that are coming out, of course, the first reason is they are opposed of the relegation and promotion theory. They think that still the Indian football is not in a place to afford relegation and promotion. And it's true. It's quite true. Of course, it's disappointing to say that there is no relegation promotion in Indian football yet. But at the same time, Indian football, it hasn't developed in such scenario so far that it can afford relegation and promotion. The clubs are not in that state that they could afford relegation. So that's why the Indian football is still not ready to accept relegation and promotion theory in top tier league. And the second thing, that the most important thing is that AIFF, in the governing council, out of six members, only one member will be there from the commercial partner, and that's the theory that somehow the commercial partners are really opposed of. And obviously the third thing is the league will be run by the federation. I mean, the authority will be with federation, whether the financial burden will be on the commercial partner. So these three things are really opposed by the commercial partners, and that's why if you have failed to attract any bid from any commercial partner. And that has left the future of ISL in huge uncertainty, and clubs have raised concern. Most of the clubs have halted their operations. I mean, those four clubs who will be taking part in the Super Cup knockout, they will have to continue their training, will have to continue their preparation, and that's why their operation is still on. But except those four clubs, most of the club have closed their operations, and they have already they have released in a statement that until and unless there is a clearance surrounding the ISL, they won't start their operation. Especially club like Mohun Bagan, they are the double champions, the reigning ISL champions. They have halted their operation. Of course, they have also mentioned that they will continue their player salaries, but as of now, there's no training. The club won't step on the football pitch until there's any clearance surrounding the ISL. East Bengal have no other opportunity than to train and prepare for the Super Cup knockout. But Kerala Blasters, they started their preseason late after the assurance from AIFF that just after the Super Cup there will be clearance surrounding the ISL, but AIFF failed to keep their promises, and that's why Kerala Blasters and Chennai FC, they had to halt their operation, and we still don't know when we will get the clearance regarding the ISL. And also the footballers have also expressed their concern in their social media. Antonio Lopez Havas, the Interkashi head coach, Interkashi, this time they got promoted to the top tier league, and they were all set to plan their operation for the upcoming season. They were planning to play their home matches for the upcoming ISL from Hyderabad, because Interkashi, they are from Uttar Pradesh, but the infrastructure, the facility is still not ready to host ISL games, and that's why they were planning to play from Hyderabad. But the uncertainty surrounding the ISL took a major blow on their plans. That's why Antonio Lopez Havas he has commented in his social media post that the huge uncertainty regarding the ISL, and that has somehow affecting the club in a such a big way, because if the main league doesn't start, then how the club will afford to continue the salaries of their players, their support staff, and all the members, who are involved in the club. So it's a, in a dire situation, the whole Indian football scenario. Even the footballers of East Bengal and many other footballers, especially Carlos Delgado, the Odisha FC defender. We all know Odisha FC didn't even take part in the Super Cup because they were waiting for the assurance of the ISL. And Odisha FC defender Carlos Delgado made a furious comment in the social media after AIFF released a statement yesterday. In the statement, AIFF, they have stated that after AIFF failed to attract any bid for their commercial partner tender, now they are reviewing the RFP, the request or proposal again, and they had a meeting with Justice Nageshwar Rao, and now the Justice Nageshwar Rao will put this matter before the Apex Court on Tuesday, and again the ball is now in Supreme Court. Just few months back only, Supreme Court drafted the new constitution of AIFF, and also they framed the RFP, the proposal for the commercial tender. Then AIFF released the tender for their commercial partner, but they failed to attract any bid, and now the ball is again back in the Supreme Court. And now God knows how long Supreme Court will take to give verdict on this matter. So again, we'll have to wait for a long time, and that says that this season there's a huge uncertainty surrounding the ISL season. We still don't know whether it will start from end of December, or whether it will start from January, mid January, or end of January, or it will start from February. We're still not sure about that. And if ISL starts from end of January or February, then I think it's impossible for the organizer to play double round robin format. I think the number of matches will be reduced for sure, because within 2 or 3 months is really impossible to play 189 matches. So of course they will be left with no chance but to organize the whole league in a single round robin format, where the clubs will play against each other for only one time. But now I think we also need to talk about how this whole turmoil, how this whole jeopardy is affecting the Indian football. I think already it has affected the Indian senior national men's team, because they are already out of AFC Asian Cup qualifiers. We know that in the first two games the result didn't go in favor of India, but after that the two games that India played, lack of preparation, lack of competitive league, lack of fitness, that resulted in the result of Indian football team. I think if ISL was started of, like like the other year when ISL used to start from September, if ISL would have started, on right time this year as well, I think the result would somewhere. I think the result would have been different. I think the footballers would have been better prepared. They would have been in better fitness conditions. So I think AIFF needed to take that responsibility, because we all know that regarding this new MRA agreement, the renewal of MRA agreement, AIFF had a meeting with FSDL in November last year. After that, several meetings took place, but nothing worked out between AIFF and FSDL. So obviously, I think that's affected the national team, I think, in a broader way, and also it's going to affect the Indian senior national women's team as well, because they will be taking part in the prestigious AFC Asian Cup next year in March, and still there's no clearance surrounding the IWL. IWL, the top tier league for women's football in our country, and AIFF, they haven't announced any fixtures of IWL for the upcoming season. Our women's team will be taking part in such a prestigious competition, and for that, I think the league is one of the most important stage for their preparation for the AFC Asian Cup. But AIFF are yet to announce the fixture of the IWL. Already it has, the jeopardy surrounding the Indian football has already affected the men's national team, but now it will also affect the senior women's team as well. So God knows how long this kind of scenario will continue. I'm really hoping that very soon everything will be cleared. We'll get to know from when our league will start, but because I think everything needs to be back on track very soon, or else I think Indian football is declining in a a rapid pace, and that's really concerning for all of us, especially for the players, for the coaches, and everyone involved in this football fraternity. So hoping that very soon things will be back on track, because as of now we don't have anything on our hand except hoping for that. So that's it for now. What's your opinion? Don't forget to share in the comment section below. And also, for many more football update, stay tuned to Revsportz. We'll keep updating you with every update of Indian football and this FSDL AIFF saga. So that's it for now. Stay tuned to Revsportz. See you in my next video.